On a freezing Tuesday morning, the silence surrounding the Whitmore estate was shattered forever. Inside one of the largest mansions in the county, 68-year-old Margaret Whitmore, billionaire widow, businesswoman, and matriarch of one of the most respected families in the state, was found dead in her bedroom. At first, investigators believed it was a peaceful death.
She doesn't look like she struggled. And no signs of forced entry. It's clean.
An elderly woman passing quietly in her sleep. But within 2 days, the mansion transformed from a grieving home into a battlefield of accusations, secrets, and paranoia. Her children were no longer mourning. They were accusing each other of murder.
You knew exactly what you were doing when you stole Mother's necklace. I didn't touch the accounts, you liar.
We all know who the thief is here, Robert.
What began as a routine inheritance case quickly spiraled into something far darker. A missing will worth millions. Secret gambling debts. Hidden financial fraud. A mysterious security recording. And a family so consumed by greed that detectives would later describe the case as one of the most psychologically twisted inheritance investigations they had ever seen. Because sometimes money doesn't destroy families. It exposes the monsters already living inside them. Margaret Whitmore had spent decades building an empire after inheriting luxury properties, company shares, and nearly $18 million following her husband's death. To the outside world, the Whitmores looked untouchable, elegant, powerful, perfect. But behind the gates of the estate, resentment had been poisoning the family for years. Margaret's 3 children, Daniel, Rebecca, and Michael, all believed they deserved the largest portion of her fortune. Every family dinner became a silent war. Every conversation carried hidden motives. And according to close friends, Margaret had recently become terrified of her own children. Then 2 weeks before her death, everything changed. Margaret secretly updated her will. No one was supposed to know. But someone found out. Rebecca, the middle child, a former lawyer, and a woman secretly drowning in massive gambling debt. Investigators later discovered she was on the verge of financial collapse. And Margaret had decided to almost completely remove Rebecca from the inheritance. Instead, most of the fortune would go to Michael, the youngest son and longtime favorite child. But after Margaret died, the updated will vanished without a trace. That was the moment detectives realized this was no ordinary family dispute. Someone inside the Whitmore family had something to hide. The day after the funeral, tensions exploded during a private family meeting inside the mansion. Daniel accused Rebecca of manipulating their mother. Rebecca accused Michael of secretly stealing from Margaret's accounts. Michael fired back, claiming his siblings only cared about money. Then suddenly Rebecca screamed something that froze the entire room. "You think you were the only one she wanted gone?" Silence. And moments later, investigators uncovered the truth Margaret had been hiding from all of them. Before her death, she had planned to cut all 3 children out of major portions of the inheritance, donating millions to charity instead. Now every single member of the Whitmore family had a motive for murder. 3 days into the investigation, detectives reviewed security footage from the mansion. At first, nothing looked unusual, until they noticed movement outside Margaret's bedroom at exactly 2:13 a.m. Someone had entered her room hours before she died. But the camera angle was partially blocked. Detectives could only identify one chilling detail. The figure appeared to limp slightly, and only one person in the family walked with a noticeable limp: Daniel. When confronted, Daniel admitted he visited Margaret that night. But he insisted she was alive when he left. He claimed his mother had secretly called him because she feared someone inside the family was stealing from her.
So where were you exactly at midnight, Mr. Davies? We have a witness placing you at the scene. That is a lie. I was at home. I didn't kill her. I swear to God I didn't do it.
Then investigators uncovered another disturbing discovery. Thousands of dollars had been disappearing from Margaret's accounts for months. and the money trail led directly to Michael. The quiet, responsible son wasn't who everyone believed he was. Behind closed doors, Michael was drowning in debt, failed investments, luxury spending, secret loans. He was desperate, and according to financial records, he needed Margaret's inheritance to survive. But detectives soon uncovered something even worse. Months earlier, Michael had secretly forged documents to gain partial control over Margaret's estate while she was still alive. When police confronted him, he broke down emotionally, but he denied killing his mother. Then the investigation took an even darker turn. An anonymous tip led detectives to a hidden recording device inside Margaret's office desk. What they heard changed the entire case. Margaret's voice sounded terrified, weak, afraid. On the recording, she whispered,
"He knows I saw him. He's outside. I hear him. Please, someone has to know the truth before it's too late."
Her voice sounded frightened. In the recording, Margaret quietly said, "If anything happens to me, it was one of my children." Detectives were stunned, but the most disturbing part came seconds later. A male voice could be heard yelling in the background, "You owe us after everything we sacrificed." Investigators analyzed the audio for days. Eventually, they identified the voice as Daniel's, the same son seen approaching her room hours before her
Pursuant
death.
to your convictions on all counts, it is the judgment of this court that you are hereby committed to the custody of the Department of Corrections for a term of no less than 20 years.